Jordan Peterson, the West isn't handling the pandemic well because we tried to follow what China, a totalitarian state, did in handling it.
What's going to happen with Xi and China?
Well, my sense of it, and I'm definitely no expert.
Oh, fuck, before I forget, wait, hold on. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Back-to-back Super Bowl champions. The entire purpose of why I got duped into loving America and became an Ameriboot was because of American propaganda. Okay? Like, part of my love for this country unironically came from American television, okay? The most significant cultural export. And also the fact that there was like 38 different brands of Oreos at the fucking Walgreens, you know? At the Wegmans that I went to in New Jersey. Like, that shit was incredible. I got fucking catfished, exactly. I got catfished by America and I thought it was sick. I totally thought this was like the land of dreams. You know? And it was wrong. It's just like, this is a horrible place for people who are crushed under the endless grueling machine of capitalism. It's good if you have a lot of money, and I'm a profoundly fortunate person, and now I do, right? But I see it. I see the reality. It's fucking awful when you don't. It's nightmarish. You slave away every fucking day of your lives. Every time I watch Fear and Malding, you point out another Hollywood classic you haven't seen, Pago Fake Ameribu. Anyway, let's watch this Jordan Peterson.
Is that it's not easy for the Chinese to maintain internal unity. And so they tend to focus on that. And perhaps that's partly why China hasn't been as expansionist a power as it might have been. Maybe that's changed to some degree in recent years. But it's a very large country. It has an incredibly diverse population. And so they have...
This is not a bad China take. Okay, let's continue.
Their own problems, their own internal problems, which are significant and preoccupying. And so...
Like, surprisingly decent China take. He didn't immediately jump the fucking gun and go... What the fuck? He didn't automatically. Maybe my expectation of like Western orators on China is like for them to like rush into head first, dive into like anti-China takes where they're like, they're fucking terrible. Find pleasure elsewhere in more meaningful and dude, you're so annoying, dude. This is like an unacceptable thing. This is unacceptable, dude. It's rooted in the helplessness of a poor victim society with limited resources, which is true, but shouldn't be weaponized against the left by the left. Oh, never mind. You're agreeing with me. Trying to be in the same stadium as Olivia Rodrigo? What? What the fuck? Your thirst is you thirst over most women is unattractive. Your thirst is gross as fuck. Your politics would improve if you work to become less superficial. We know you're a hedonist. Your weakness for surface level pleasures lead you to the practice of cognitive dissonance about a number of things. You can find pleasure elsewhere in more meaningful, less status seeking objects and activities. But of course, I think you should be free to do what you want. Okay, this is like a completely unacceptable take. Why is this a completely unacceptable take? I'm 30 fucking years old, man. You're not my mom. You're not my dad. You know what I mean? Like, what's it to you? Like, why are you coming in here and telling me what I can and can't fucking spend my time doing? And as far as like superficiality goes, I would go so far as to say that like my copious commodity consumption is severely fucking limited in comparison to where I could be from 2 years ago.
Political content. What are your political views? Degeneracy and hedonism.
We pay you? That doesn't mean anything. You pay me for entertainment and fucking hot takes for cussy memes. Okay? You don't pay me to like control my life. You know what I mean? You don't pay me and they go, I also should be getting accounting on where your money is going. And also how you choose to spend it. You don't even need to pay me. And I think most of you know that. Like, that's the other thing. Like, you don't even need to pay me. You like, that person has never paid me. That person has never subscribed to me. The köpek balığı means shark, by the way. Or dogfish, which translates to shark. Which is one of the greatest fucking Turkish words, in my opinion, because sharks are dogfish. So...
I hope that they stay focused on their internal problems and that they stay focused on solving them. I mean, China has been forward-looking enough.
Holy shit. Taz Mission X with 100 gifted subs. Jesus Christ. Okay, Taz Mission X gets to control my life now, okay? 100 gifted subs, dude. That's a lot of money.
Thank God, to allow the free market enterprise to flourish despite the proclivity for implementing top-down, radical left state solutions. And the consequence of that has been, first of all, now China is a player in the international scene, for better or worse. I think mostly for better. I know that a lot of that was accomplished on the backs of the American working class, and that's catastrophic in many ways. But the fact that there aren't tens of millions of Chinese people starving, that's a really good thing for international security and stability. And
wait, did I have an aneurysm? Like, what's going on? Jordan Peterson is like actually spitting currently. Am I misunderstanding the point that he's making? This is like kind of weird. What the?
And that's of no trivial benefit to the American working class as well. And the fact is that China makes a lot of cheap stuff that works mostly, and that people who are more stressed economically have also benefited to that to a tremendous degree. So it seems that all of that has been good. The twist towards a more totalitarian mode of governance in the last 10 years, that's obviously extremely worrisome. The fact that China is a totalitarian state has had a very negative consequence on us in the West, especially in the immediate, what would you call it? In the immediate emergence of the pandemic, because what we did was we rushed to imitate a totalitarian state. We thought, Chinese lockdown, we better do it. It's like, really?
That's literally not what happened. As a matter of fact, China has a COVID-0 policy, and we did not do that. What? He was so right. I mean, he was like spot on with his analysis of China in many ways. Unless I like missed the part of it and I didn't understand, because he loves to ramble on usually. But this is such a weird take. What the fuck? We did the opposite. And also other countries that Jordan would never consider to be totalitarian because they're capitalists also did similar, that took active measures. And because of that, we almost have 1 million dead people in America. Maybe he's talking about Canada, but even Canada has a fuckload of dead people. The Western world got fucking comstered by COVID. I think JP was implying that we gifted capitalism to China and stopped their citizens from starving. Yeah, he's a base dengist, I think. Much like Cenk is. A lot of people are.
Really, we better do what the CCP did. Well, that's what we did. And we'll see. We don't know what the consequence of that is yet. We'll see. Not good. Not good, in my estimation. And certainly the Johns Hopkins study seems to... It's only a partial study. In some sense, they've done the cost-benefit analysis. Costs so far. We have no idea what the costs are of having kids in masks for 2 years. We have no idea what the consequences are. What that's done, especially to introverted kids who are high in negative emotion, because they're going to be looking for a reason to hide anyways. And who knows what that's done to their psychological development, both as children and as adolescents. We'll find out over time, but we haven't paid the price for the pandemic lockdowns even a little bit yet. And did we destroy our economy? Like, these things take a long time. You know, they say if you're piling an oil tanker and you detect an iceberg in your path, you can see it, you've already hit it, because it takes so long for you to turn that it's too late. Well, in some sense, these huge systems that we're a part of are like that, is that you can't tell when they're broken because they take a long time to fall over. And I don't know if our system is broken, but we're going to find out. And I don't know if the pandemic lockdowns broke it, and maybe they didn't, and hopefully they didn't. I mean, I was in New York City, in Manhattan, a month ago, and it was the first time I'd really gone out anywhere other than Toronto. And I'd been to New York a few years before, and it's a bouncing place, Manhattan. I love New York. It's such an amazing city. You know, the fact that Manhattan can even exist is just an ongoing absolute miracle. 7 million people compressed onto that island, and it's.
Can you at least see his clinical approach to the children being masked and isolated from their friends? I think children being forced to wear masks at school is significantly less abrasive than children being educated at home. So I think that is a reasonable middle ground to get to, and as long as every child is fucking vaccinated, and as long as like they're not, you know, getting clapped by COVID, then at a certain point, I would wish that we could even, you know, once it does become an endemic, I would wish that we wouldn't even need to wear the masks at all. It's just a nuisance. Masks are a nuisance. They're annoying. It's the truth. They are. But the teen suicide rates, teen suicide rates have plummeted. Wait, I thought teen suicide... Wait, what are you talking about? I thought teen suicide rates have increased, actually, not plummeted. But that's not because of masks. That's because of isolation. Isn't Omicron almost the only mutation going around in USA like here? I mean, yeah, and even then it's like it's on the it's finally peaked. Want to crack Ben Shapiro's neck like a little glow stick? Okay, dude. Isn't it insane that our schooling system is just outright causing teen suicide? What the fuck is wrong with us? Many things. Okay, let's continue.
Pretty damn clean, and it's pretty safe, and it's really cool, and there's something to do all the time, and you can walk around free, and like, that bloody place is a miracle, that's for sure. And it looked pretty good.
I have a weird take on this, especially because I don't have children, but like my weird take is guided by what I have seen, what my experiences are. Maybe it's a conservative one, but my weird take on the children going to school is partially guided by what I've seen with my cousins who fucking loved the lockdowns, okay? Because one of them is like kind of socially awkward, the other one's very social. But they both didn't have really that much of a problem with the lockdowns because they were like, they're at home all the time, okay? But I'm talking about like little babies, you know? We're talking about like 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds, right? So like that's a little bit different. Because no school means you don't have to see your bullies. No school means you don't have to like get into awkward interactions. But then when you get a little bit older, when you're like 16, 17, or like, 14 plus, then it's actually really fucking devastating because you're not able to see your friends at all. Okay. But ultimately, one of the biggest problems, no matter what, even if kids were actually better off overall with respect to like not being bullied and shit like that, I still think it's tough love that they should most likely have to endure. And what I mean by that is like, it's still good to throw them in an environment where they have to socialize and learn social skills, like proper social development is really, really important. Maybe I am personally kind of a fucking, conservative, older person now, but I do feel like that's important. It's really, really important for the mental development, the adequate mental development and social development of children. Even if they don't want to. Of course, children should still absolutely, their conditions should be better. Bullying should not be tolerated, all this sort of stuff. But I'm certain that it's profoundly important for their development to socialize adequately when they're growing. Oh, what's up, dude? Speaking of adequate mental development amongst children, Ront Piker is here. What's up? What are you doing? Oh, what do you want? What do you want, bro? Whatever you want. Here. Go, brother. Wide cam? Can I show you? Sexy man.